Hello everyone, welcome to this week's Techie Tuesdays, and in this episode we'll be looking at blocking rogue devices using Ranger on SentinelOne, specifically using firewall rules that are actually built into the SentinelOne agent. None of this requires you to install anything extra. However, Ranger is an add-on product, so you will have to buy the licenses separately. If you have any questions during Techie Tuesdays, please message me on LinkedIn or email us at info@cybervigilance.uk. As this is a pre-recording and a YouTube premiere. So let's get straight into it. I'll tell you the current situation with the test environment. So I have in context, we'll simply be using a Kali machine that's unprotected and a Windows machine that is protected with SentinelOne. The way that firewall rules work is that the agent effectively takes over the firewall built into that device, and it will block connections depending on how you add those firewall rules. Now, it doesn't necessarily, the rogue devices that are blocked, it doesn't necessarily block them as itself, but it just protects your protected devices from any sort of connections, inbound connections from that device or outbound connections. So what we'll do is, this is my Kali machine, and it's currently going to be start pinging a Windows 10 machine, which is just a target device. And so this is my Kali internal IP on the network, and this is my Windows internal IP. So I'm just going to get them in a ping loop to each other, and we'll let that run. So a use case in the real world for blocking rogue devices using Ranger, let's say a rogue employee was paid some amount of money to install a Raspberry Pi and connect it to the Wi-Fi as they were leaving the company, for instance, and they put it underneath the table and it starts doing some naughty stuff, trying to connect to the Windows servers, trying to like log into the CCTV cameras and just stuff like that. So what effectively you'd be doing is blocking your defending your environment by blocking that rogue device. So the way that Ranger works is you give it a predefined IP range on top of other rules, like if it's in a public Wi-Fi network or if it's in a trusted network. And if it's in a public network, you're not allowed to scan everything around it, because scanning devices that you don't have access to is illegal unless it is in your environment and you are protecting, on the basis of security, you are protecting yourself. So let's have a look at what SentinelOne has picked up using Ranger. So it's actually incorrectly marked my Kali machine as a Linux server, but that's probably because Kali needs certain ports open to do particular scans that really look like a server. And this is I have two Windows VMs, but I'm just doing one for now. So it's this one specifically. This one specifically is the one that's going to be protected. So I've just refreshed the inventory, and Ranger has ran through with some more devices. However, we'll still be focusing on the 10.17.0.4 because that is the Kali Linux machine. So let's click on it. And because it says unknown, you can actually update the device fingerprint and say what it is. So let's mark that as a workstation there, and then you can put Linux OS version as Debian, because Kali's based on Debian. And you can update that fingerprint, and it says that it's unsecured. So the way to actually block this is to simply click the device that you have that you'd like to block, go into Actions, and press Isolate from Network. Press Isolate from Network. And rule name, block Kali machine. I'm going to, and the OS type, this isn't the OS of the device you're trying to block. This is the OS type of the devices that you're trying to defend, so putting it on Windows so it can apply to the Windows machines. And this is just an arbitrary tag, Ranger isolation rule. I've added this myself. description added by Dan, and we want to make sure it's on block as well. And I want it to be applying to any of these functionalities that I have here. Press enable rule immediately after saving, and press save. And we go back onto, let's log back into our Kali machine. And you can see it's actually not updating. So yeah, go back onto the Windows machine, and you can see that it's general failure. So you can clearly see that's how you block rogue devices using SentinelOne. This Kali machine will not be able to connect to anything that has the SentinelOne agent installed on it, due to SentinelOne taking over the firewall rules and you being able to apply it yourself. So if you have any questions, you can message me on LinkedIn. If you want to get a one-on-one SentinelOne demo, like a full demo, you can email us in the email below, which is info@cybervigilance.uk. And yeah, if you enjoyed this, make sure to give it a like, and thank you for watching.